Hey, thanks for checking in with MeetYourSweet.com. If you've watched any of my other clips or you've been reading my newsletters, you'll know that success with women boils down to basic personal integrity and actually being the kind of quality guy who's able to attract top quality women, and without needing to use any tips or tricks to do so. I'm talking about being open, honest, and authentic about who you really are and what you really want. Now at this stage, you might be wondering whether it's the same thing as being yourself. No way. There's enough confusing and ultimately useless advice out there on just being yourself, and it's really not helpful. I mean, if being yourself isn't working for you and you're not getting the kind of success with the kinds of women you really want, how is continuing to be just yourself going to help you? Clearly that kind of advice is just outrageous, and trust me, I would not subject you to it. No, I'm talking about learning the kind of skills that will enable you to have your real self be incredibly attractive to women. And that means that you don't ever have to rely on tricks and techniques to get the girl. Something that I've noticed about what happens when you rely on someone else's strategies that don't really gel with who you are as a person is that at some point or other you end up face first against a brick wall and you just don't know what to do next. You end up asking yourself, what now? Well, guess what? If you end up asking yourself this question, it means you've most likely been relying on someone else's ideas and material to get you where you want to go. And this can only take you so far. Instead, I advocate figuring out how to get really honest and authentic. And I also advocate not playing by any rules in order to get what you want. Rules suck, and they're absolutely not necessary in order for you to create the kind of lifestyle and success that you really want. Now, just a quick explanation here. Being honest and authentic, that does not mean doing things like telling an attractive woman she's hot and how much you like her. No. That's the sort of thing that guys do when they're misguidingly trying to just be themselves. Be yourself, yeah, but be your smart self. Analyze the situation and figure out what kind of opening is likely to actually result in a conversation. For example, if you tell a hot woman that she's hot, are you being original? My guess would be probably not. Telling a hot woman she's hot isn't really about being honest or having integrity. All it's doing is just killing the sexual tension. Here's the deal. Being yourself means being smart and able to act appropriately to the situation according to what resonates best with you. It's also about not acting like someone you're not in order to impress anyone. Now, I'm not suggesting you stop caring about what others think, because that's just impossible and it's unnatural to boot. But when you care too much whether someone likes you or not, you become an approval seeker, and it's a major turnoff. Women see it as groveling and disgusting at worst, and at best merely boring and wimpy. For example, a guy who's not used to demonstrating strength of character and integrity around women will frequently interact with them in the most obsequious, ass-kissing way possible. He'll shower them with compliments, agree with everything they say, and will basically carve out a whole new personality for himself during the course of the conversation, just so they'll like him more. Incidentally, this is also often the kind of man who can't even bring himself to flirt or joke about anything to do with attraction and sex, and so he basically comes across like some kind of sappy older brother. See what I mean? It's difficult to demonstrate attractive characteristics like a strong personality or personal integrity when you're squeezing yourself into a totally different shape in order to gain somebody's approval. I'll repeat myself, it's the men who try too hard, who care too much, who are the ones who do not get the women. Ditto the men who have no standards and who just want any woman. Let me give you a quick recap. For most guys, creating attraction with a woman is about being nice. It's about being a nice person, doing everything in their power to be agreeable, agreeing with her opinions and statements, and basically sticking their noses up her ass as far as possible. I'm sure you know by now that most men don't just fail with women, they crash and burn over and over and over. As you are now aware, there are two sides to creating attraction. The positive qualities of being cool, funny, interesting, and a decent guy are still very important, but there's a balance that comes into play. You've also got to demonstrate strength of personality by having your own opinions and being passionate about them. Be able to walk away from a woman, even if she's extremely physically attractive, if her personality's just not working for you. And be willing to bust on a woman, disagree with her, and just deal with it appropriately if she's getting too big for her boots. It all boils down to having standards and criteria, not just accepting anyone who will have you. This is all pretty deep inner game stuff we're talking about here, and obviously we're going to need a lot more detail if you're going to truly expand your abilities in this area. If it's something you're interested in, I suggest you go to MeetYourSweet.com/men and check out the Mastery series. You'll find it on the website. It's a huge resource archive that deals with how to be a guy that women are attracted to, not just acting like one. Thanks for checking in.